Scanning for audio.
Hello, welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. It's been a hell of a week, a genuinely awful week. Done a lot of driving, and on those drives I've had Big Finish to keep me occupied and slightly distracted. So, the 8th Doctor Adventures, Causeway, written by Rochana Patel and Tim Foley. Exploring with his best friends Audacity and Charley, the Doctor delights in showing them the wonders of the universe, but something dogs their footsteps. You've got what would have been, in the olden days, a nice small, kind of short two-parter, one-episode, full-disc story. That's Lost Among the Stars. And then you've got The Time You Never Had Parts 1 and 2. Now that would have been like one of those old-fashioned double-disc deals. The stories do fit together, and they kind of, well, apparently they pay off something that's been seeded in other stories, and I think it'll continue. However, I hadn't really noticed, which is wrong of me. It felt a bit like the sort of seeding that Torchwood used to get, so it's best not to even think about that sort of thing. Story 1 is Lost Amongst the Stars by Rochana Patel. Now, Rochana's done some gorgeous writing for Big Finish, seriously wonderful stuff. And here, in fact both of these stories, because you know that Charley's going to survive and eventually will end up in, well, that spin-off Charley series which never actually had a proper ending because it was so damn depressing. We're now spending time with Charley and with Audacity and the 8th Doctor. So we've got that early 8th Doctor, we've got that whole Charley is it space-time anomaly thing going on. So these fit in beautifully with those early stories. And of course you've got the 8th Doctor being a bit more, well, let's use the word happy, shall we? So, the Doctor wants to find a challenge for Charley and Audacity. All of time and space awaits, with wonders beyond their wildest dreams and darkest nightmares. But are they truly ready for a venture further out amongst the stars? This is between spiral arms of our galaxy, and it's just plain darkness. It's very similar to Alien or some of those Babylon 5 stories where they went, I know, planets full of archaeology. But it's also got touches of Vashnarada. It's very dark, very, very dark in every single sense. And it works oh so well. That whole futuristic thing with we've got a robot on board, we've got a human who's been augmented, where does the line get drawn, that kind of thing. That's all gone on in a beautiful bit of world building. So atmosphere-wise, oh my god, it's great. Story-wise, works perfectly. Yes, it's going to have echoes of certain other things, but you know what? You're dealing with the hero arrives, the hero sorts stuff out, the hero moves on. We've got that, but you've also got the constant worry of Audacity's survival. Because you don't know the ending of their story. You don't know what happens. You don't know if they get whisked away or if something else happens. Because let's face it, they're not on that list of the 8th Doctor, which was on 10 years ago on the TV. Is there a reason? Did he vanish in time, removed from the Doctor's memories, or did he just have a different list? Are things just going to be shoehorned in? Somebody will use AI to put in all of the new companions into that list and it'll all be fine. Which brings us to the second story. The Time You Never Had, Parts 1 and 2 by Tim Foley. Oh God, can we just have these two people working on television Doctor Who? Within 5 minutes, the series would be like, all of the fans, every single one of the fans, if these stories were on TV, look, if this first story had replaced The Well, it would have just been the highlight of the season. If this second story had existed, and let's face it, you could absolutely shoot this now, and it would be great. The Time You Never Had, parts 1 and 2, The Yesterday of Opulence, Tomorrow Soft and Ironclad, Beyond the Merry Oculus, The Time You Never Had. Beautiful words, largely meaningless, but they get you into the story. It's one of those stories, well, let's face it, it takes place in the late 90s. It's got that whole Northern European feel to it. It's in a city. It's got a man from Yorkshire who collects artefacts and who says he can give you time travel. It's really well done, and it's got, well, let's face it, there's a Silurian, one of the modern type who worked in the hotel. They're on the box, so I'm not going to say any more than that. What happens to Audacity is just as bad in this story as the first, slightly worse, and you just start worrying. And you know what? That level of emotional engagement you just can't buy. Knowing that the two central characters survive is fine, but you've got 3 central characters here, and Audacity's constant peril admittedly could be milked in future, but it's just at the right level of simmer. I adore what would have been kind of the third act of this, but I don't want to spoil it. But let's face it, these are truly gorgeous classic stories, and better than anything that's been on TV for such a long time. I'll go now and let you hear the trailer. Until next time, be seeing you.
The Causeway.
The Causeway.
I've seen signs of the Causeway popping up in other places.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Eighth Doctor Adventures, Causeway.
Humanity is out amongst the stars, exploring and colonizing the galaxy,
We've detected an uncharted planet.
discovering things beyond their wildest dreams and their darkest nightmares.
Designation X03A.
Just adrift out here in the dark.
I'm the first living creature to walk these streets in thousands of years.
That's archaeological evidence of an ancient interstellar superpower, which vanished without a trace.
It is wondrous.
Shapes, shadows, whispering to me, hurting me.
This entire world is a graveyard.
That is your cloister bell.
The TARDIS is buckling!
That isn't the TARDIS, Charlie. We were skirting along a very dangerous ridge in the time vortex.
Look at the air, the sparks!
A tear in the Oculus.
It fell out of time.
Copenhagen, capital of Denmark. I'm not sure of the year, feels late 20th century.
This is the most advanced temporal lab in all of Europe.
Us lot at the Causeway, we know what's coming.
Time travel for all.
My name is Mr. Barabbas.
Homo reptilian.
But right now, the Causeway is real, and the danger is real.
The cosmos you left behind looks to have been completely destroyed.
All of time and space is still at risk of total collapse.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.